Tonight, let the gentle embrace of slumber guide you into a realm where myth and artistry intertwine. In the weaving of pride, Arachne's tale, the ancient narrative unfolds softly, exploring the delicate dance between human talent and divine retribution. As you close your eyes, envision the intricate tapestry of Arachne's world, a soothing lullaby of thread and legend. If these journeys into timeless stories bring you comfort, consider joining us by subscribing to explore more tales. Now, settle in, rest, and let the tale unfold. In the heart of ancient Greece, nestled among rolling hills, lay a charming town known for its artisans. This town was home to Arachne, who from a tender age demonstrated an extraordinary talent for weaving. Her fingers danced over vibrant threads, transforming them into intricate tapestries that seemed to resonate with their own inner light. As Arachne worked in her quaint, sunlit workshop, her fame spread beyond the town's boundaries. Travelers from distant lands visited to admire her creations, each tapestry rich in stories of ancient myths woven with unmatched artistry. One such admirer remarked, "I have journeyed far and wide, but never have I witnessed such beauty woven by mortal hands." Thus, the adulation Arachne received began to nurture the seeds of pride deep within her heart. With each commission and compliment, Arachne's confidence burgeoned, fueling an ambition that knew no limits. She held a firm belief that her skill surpassed that of anyone, including the divine. In the quiet moments at her loom, she envisioned herself outshining even the gods, her thoughts meandering toward Mount Olympus as she imagined eclipsing them in the craft of weaving. The villagers, captivated by her talent and rising pride, often spoke with curiosity and concern. Could it be that Athena herself tutored Arachne? They speculated, nodding to the goddess revered for wisdom and craft. But Arachne, with a confident chuckle, dismissed these musings. "My talents are mine alone," she declared with unwavering resolve. Divine intervention seemed inconsequential to her towering self-assurance. Yet whispers have a way of traveling, morphing into rumors that transcended the village. Stories of Arachne's audacious claims of exceeding Athena reached the divine realm. In the eternal dance between mortals and gods, such declarations rarely went ignored. What was once a gentle breeze carrying her weaving sounds now bore the weight of her pride toward the celestial spheres. Arachne's workshop remained a haven of creativity, vibrant and warm under the sunlight's embrace. But beneath the calm, change loomed, eager to disrupt the clear skies. With meticulous focus, Arachne wove a tapestry depicting the gods unfavorably, challenging their authority through her artistry. This act, bold and audacious, shone like a beacon inviting divine scrutiny. The villagers, now aware of her defiance, whispered among themselves, their admiration tinged with apprehension. "Such hubris," an elder murmured, her head shaking. "To claim greatness is one thing. To challenge the divine is quite another." Unseen by Arachne, her artistic pride set the stage for an encounter that was soon to be. The divine realm, stirred by her audacity, began to pay attention to the mortal weaver. The tales of her skill and pride traveled, eventually reaching the sanctuary of Athena, drawing the goddess's gaze like a moth to a flame. Despite the signs, Arachne remained resolute, mind unfazed by the growing unease among her townspeople. She continued her weaving with an unyielding spirit, seemingly unaware of the divine storm brewing on the horizon. The day was approaching when her steadfast confidence and proud boasts would meet their test. Arachne's journey, adorned with talent and entwined with pride, would soon intersect with the divine, heralding a timeless tale of hubris and transformation. While the path ahead was cloaked in uncertainty, it promised a meeting where human ambition faced divine retribution. As the sun set on another tranquil day in her town, the wheels of fate continued to turn. Unbeknownst to Arachne, her wondrous yet prideful gift had steered her toward a path of transformation that would echo through time. A tale awaited her, woven from threads of pride and humility, its tapestry destined to endure through the myths of ages. In the heart of the bustling Greek marketplace, the day unfolded with an air of anticipation. Merchants called out, their voices rising above the din as marketgoers bartered for vibrant fabrics and luscious fruits. Amidst the routine exchanges, a current of hushed whispers wove through the crowd. The subject of this murmured intrigue was Arachne, a young weaver known far and wide for her exceptional skill. Her audacious claim of being the equal, if not the superior, to the goddess Athena in the art of weaving had captured the imagination of many. As villagers paused around the marketplace, caught in the swirl of bartering and animated discussions, Arachne's declarations provoked varied reactions, some entertained, others uneasy. Her boldness was remarkable, yet it also spoke of recklessness, for was it not folly to challenge a goddess? The marketplace buzzed with this fervor, weaving a backdrop for a more solemn gathering nearby. A circle of elders congregated near a weather-worn communal table under the shade of olive trees, their faces marked by the passage of time. Here, they discussed the implications of Arachne's bold words, voices tinged with both admiration for her talent and concern for its consequences. It was during this assembly that a wise old woman, noted for her profound understanding of the divine order, invoked Athena's name. Her voice, though gentle, carried the weight of caution as it reminded all of the perils in defying a deity as formidable as Athena. High above, on the serene peaks of Mount Olympus, the utterance of her name echoed in Athena's ears. The goddess, known for her wisdom, was unfazed by outrage, but rather was stirred to contemplation. She reflected on the nature of mortal pride and the lessons embedded in their challenges. Athena pondered what might be gained from this confrontation, how enlightenment could emerge from an encounter steeped in Arachne's daring assertions. Athena's decision to meet Arachne was not driven by anger, but rather by curiosity and a desire for understanding. She chose to descend to earth cloaked in the unassuming guise of an old woman. This disguise allowed the goddess to experience humanity undetected, to walk amongst them while observing the world with divine discretion. As late afternoon light bathed the marketplace in a golden glow, Athena mingled seamlessly among the people. Her rust-colored cloak blended into the vibrant scene, masking her divine presence. Her eyes took in the town's vibrancy, a place where Arachne's ambitious spirit had become both legend and cautionary tale. The goddess moved with purpose, eventually arriving at the humble workshop that was the epicenter of Arachne's creativity. Within the confines of her workspace, Arachne was deeply engrossed, her fingers deftly spinning vibrant threads into captivating designs. Athena entered the workshop quietly, her presence subtly altering the air. She greeted Arachne with a voice that was both kind and curious, initiating a conversation that danced alongside the rhythmic hum of weaving. Still under her guise, Athena questioned Arachne about her art. Each inquiry was met with unwavering pride. Arachne spoke of her creations with confidence, dismissing any suggestion of needing divine endorsement. Her words painted a picture of a young woman full of passion and self-assured belief in her innate talent. The discussion soon turned toward divine influence. Athena's gentle prodding invited Arachne to consider the role of the gods in her success. Yet, undeterred, Arachne rejected the notion that her tapestry of talent was woven with any celestial threads. Her unshakable belief in her own abilities was as firm as the warp of her looms, echoing a bold challenge to the divine forces that shaped mortals' lives. Athena's keen awareness detected the undercurrent of belief and challenge within Arachne's words. The goddess had anticipated this self-assurance and found herself both impressed and intrigued. It was within this quiet, profound dialogue that Athena saw the weave of pride, talent, and independence that defined Arachne's spirit. As the conversation drifted to a close, Athena resolved to reveal her true form at the right moment. She left the workshop, her heart set on the course of events that were to follow. The interaction had set the stage for a series of events that would inscribe themselves into the rich tapestry of myth, a story of art, pride, and the inevitable reach of divine justice. With thoughtful introspection, Athena stepped into the gentle embrace of the evening air, preparing for what would come next. The peaceful departure set in motion a chain of events, a weaving of destiny that would define Arachne's legacy in both art and myth. In the heart of Arachne's cozy workshop, the sunlight painted gentle patterns upon the wooden floors as the looms sang its rhythmic song. The looms stood as silent witnesses to each of her woven masterpieces, vibrant threads, poised like sentinels, ready to tell a story of great skill and daring. In this tranquil space, Athena, disguised as an old woman, approached Arachne, her presence unassuming and softened by a simple shawl draped across her shoulders. Yet her eyes carried the weight of timeless wisdom, akin to the ancient stories and myths ingeniously woven into Arachne's tapestries. Gently, Athena began, her voice soft and measured. "Humility, my child, is a virtue often forgotten. Our talents are gifts, honed not solely through our own hands but graced with a divine touch." Her words floated on the air, an unwritten suggestion that the gods themselves might watch with interest. The feats of mortals. But Arachne, her confidence rooted deep in her exceptional art, greeted the cautionary words with a wry smile. She listened, yet the old woman's counsel held little sway against the accolades and reverence she received from those who traveled far to witness her creations. Their conversation drifted towards the loftiness of the divine, a natural extension of Arachne's burgeoning pride. Here, words laced with youthful certainty poured from her lips. "Even the gods," Arachne declared, her voice steady and unwavering, "would find my weaving unparalleled." She believed her creative prowess transcended the mortal plane, an opinion she clung to even as the old woman gently probed the boundaries of her convictions. With her disguise concealing her true identity, Athena pressed on with quiet intensity. "And should your boasts reach the ears of the gods, what then, young weaver? Would you stand before them and challenge?" The question lingered, entwined with the threads of fate and the possibility of divine notice. Arachne's response was swift and resolute, colored by a spirit that knew no fear. "Let them come," she said with conviction, defiance sparking in her eyes. She was ready, eager even, to defend her mastery against beings of celestial repute. Beyond the wooden walls of the workshop, villagers gathered, their curiosity stoked by the whisper of confrontation. The murmur of anticipation grew, an undercurrent to the ever-present clattering of the loom. Speculation mingled with intrigue, painting the air with expectant tension, as though the very fabric of mystery awaited its time to unravel. At that moment, Athena chose to unveil her divinity. The transition was as seamless as it was breathtaking, an ethereal luminescence radiating from her form, filling the room with a golden glow that spoke quietly but unmistakably of divine authority. Both Arachne and the assembled onlookers stood awestruck, bathed in this celestial light that pulsed through the space with a serene power. Arachne, initially overwhelmed, quickly steeled herself beneath the goddess's gaze. Her surprise melted into resolve, her heart steady with an unyielding spirit and respect for the divine challenge presented before her. As she faced Athena, a tapestry of determination wove itself through her thoughts and intentions. The moment of reckoning had arrived, summoned by her own aspiration and audacity. The loom, with its intricate patterns laid bare, awaited the contest of skill, a stage set for an epic narrative yet to be woven. Around them, the villagers, breathless with the weight of anticipation, looked on. This shared silence was heavy with the promise of myth in the making, a testament to the enduring dance of mortal talent and divine craftsmanship. As threads of fate intertwined before their eyes, Arachne and Athena prepared to engage in a duel of artistry, a saga that would pen itself into the eternal scrolls of time. This was the prelude, a crossing of threads that bound human passion and divine scrutiny. Standing at this pivotal juncture, they readied their hearts and hands, with destinies poised to be crafted by the dances of shuttle and thread. As the sun ascended the sky, its radiant glow washed over the open courtyard, casting a divine halo around the scene where the weaving contest between Athena and Arachne was about to commence. Mount Olympus stood grandly in the distance, a silent spectator to this rare celestial confrontation. Under the clear spring skies, the townspeople had gathered in eager anticipation, forming a semicircle around the two revered artists. Their faces were a canvas of awe and curiosity as they awaited the unfolding of myth and artistry. Athena, the embodiment of divine poise, stepped forward to formally announce the start of the contest. Her voice, soothing yet powerful, resonated through the gathering, silencing the excited murmurs with its serene authority. Those present sensed the gravity of the moment, watching as Athena exemplified a balance of grace and wisdom that hinted at centuries of mastery and immortal insight. With an unwavering determination, Arachne approached her loom, driven by an inner need, not just to display her skill, but to assert her place amongst the most exalted artisans. Her hands, swift and sure, chose threads that mirrored her fiery resolve. Rich purples and vivid reds danced alongside threads of gold, each chosen with purpose, each contributing to a narrative born of human ambition and unfaltering defiance against the divine. For Athena, the weaving process was a display of tranquil artistry layered with timeless wisdom. Her hands moved with an effortless grace, each motion part of a celestial dance that unfolded a tapestry, divine harmony and insight. She selected youthful, yet timeless threads, each one imbued with the ethos of the gods' guiding principles. The rhythm of her weaving was a testament to quiet strength and the peaceful omnipotence of a benevolent deity. As threads began their path across the looms, a profound silence enveloped the courtyard. It was as if time itself acknowledged the significance of this moment, pausing to allow these gifted artists to bring their stories to life uninterrupted by the world outside. The contest unfolded amidst this sacred serenity, where the silence was a testament to universal respect. Focused and intense, Arachne's hands moved with a fervor that captured tales of human will and resistance against the whims of the divine. Her tapestry bloomed into a bold tableau of vibrant patterns, each strand a tale of God's frailties juxtaposed with mortal's courage. It wasn't merely a tapestry. It was an audacious narrative that resonated through the air, a tale of daring and complexity watched closely by all. In contrast, Athena wove legends of divine intervention with an understated elegance. Her tapestry unfolded stories of the gods as guiding lights, offering solace and wisdom to humankind. Each scene was crafted with a gentle respect for the gods' capacities for empathy and foresight. Her narrative was one of harmony and grace, demonstrating that power resides in the serene application of wisdom rather than mere domination. As the individuals wove, those gathered felt lost in the passages of time, the day's progression unnoticed amidst the art being created. The rhythmic click of looms provided a comforting cadence, soothing the observers in a chorus of concentration. This quiet energy filled the courtyard, a tangible aura of dedication and divine artistry. The sun's journey across the sky painted shifting shadows across both weavers' work, adding dimension to the unfolding dramas on each loom. Arachne's tapestry emerged as an intense commentary on audacity and divine dominion, while Athena's was a serene depiction of benevolent engagement. Both carried the creator's remarkable essence, one challenging divine authority and the other embodying serene supremacy. As the sun leaned toward its zenith, the crowd watched the tapestries nearing completion, holding their breaths in shared expectation. The finished works awaited divine judgment, each thread a testament to the intricate dynamic between human pride and celestial oversight. The air was thick with anticipation as the artisans introduced fragments of their soul into their works, which hung there, vibrant and potent, tangible echoes of an immortalized narrative. With the final threads woven, the contest reached its conclusion, yet no judgment had been cast. The reverent whispers of the onlookers filled the air as they shared in wonderment and the anticipation of divine discernment. The fate of Arachne hung in the balance, woven into the very fabric of mythic history that had transpired before them. In the calm after the creative tempest, the scene paused in reflection as the crowd eagerly awaited Athena's verdict. As the two tapestries fluttered gently in the mild breeze, the last moment of calm heralded the impending judgment that would ripple through time, shaping the legacy of Arachne and her bold challenge. Against the divine, in the vibrant courtyard, under the shimmering noon sun, the contest between Arachne and Athena unfolded with a serene yet charged intensity. The silent anticipation of the spectators enveloped the space as the two master weavers diligently crafted their narratives, interlacing artistry with meaning in every stitch. Their finished tapestries promised not just to showcase their prowess with threads, but to unveil deeper truths and reflections on the divine and the mortal. Athena's tapestry emerged first, a vivid celebration of the gods and their radiant wisdom. With each deliberate stroke of her thread, she captured the benevolent interactions of the divine with humanity. Her tapestry, a resplendent array of colors, portrayed divinity's guiding hand in human affairs, fostering harmony and prosperity. Scenes came alive where Poseidon held sway over the seas, calming them for travelers, and Apollo's golden rays dispatched bountiful harvests upon the earth. The narrative flowed with a seamless reverence, a hymn to the glory and grace of the divine guardians. Observing Athena's creation, the villagers felt a swell of tranquility and gratitude. It was a gentle reminder of the gods' watchful eyes and their guiding presence. In stark contrast, Arachne wove a tapestry that boldly challenged the very essence of divine authority. Her fingers moved with a fervor both insistent and defiant, threading stories that illuminated the gods' flaws and capriciousness. Her choice of narratives revealed moments blighted by divine whim, the abduction of Persephone, highlighting Demeter's grief and the barren winters that ensued, and Io's tormented transformation under Hera's jealous gaze. Arachne's work, unflinching in its honesty, laid bare the cracks in the gods' facades and resonated deeply with the villagers, reminding them of the precarious balance between mortal desires and divine decrees. As the villagers gathered closer, their eyes widened at the stark beauty and boldness of Arachne's work. Gasps of surprise and murmurs of awe rippled through the assembly as the final threads of her daring creation were laid into place. Her tapestry, in its audacity and artistry, stirred the crowd, evoking whispered discussions and respectful nods towards her unrivaled skill. Many villagers felt an intimate connection with Arachne's depictions. The stories on her tapestry echoed their own fears and experiences, unmasking the imperfections of those deemed divine. Amidst the growing tension, Athena surveyed Arachne's tapestry with a discerning eye, feeling the ripple of provocation within the threads. However, beneath her calm exterior, subtle reflections surfaced. Athena recognized the craftsmanship's complexity and skill, rivaling her own artistry in every regard. This was no mere insolent work. It was a masterpiece that mirrored the courage of mortal spirit against divine authority. Though Athena's creation spoke of tranquility and divine guardianship, beneath the surface was a brewing storm, a struggle between the flawless perception of the gods and the raw reflection of the war reflection of celestial imperfection. The villagers, while admiring the tapestries, found themselves drawn to the daring stories Arachne wove. Her critiques of divine actions resonated with their own lives, unearthing an emotional journey within each viewer. Through her tapestry, Arachne connected with the shared experiences of those who felt the weight of divine consequences in their own mortal lives. The tales of defied fates and hidden truths brought forth an unexpected solidarity among the onlookers, urging them to rethink their understanding of divine actions. The stakes of this contest hung heavy in the air, weaving their way into the fabric of time, as Athena pondered the fearless artistry before her. The villagers sensed this tension, their breaths bated as they awaited Athena's judgment, aware that this moment was poised to transcend mere artistry and thread its way into the realm of myth. It was clear that the outcome of this contest would ripple beyond threads and colors, establishing a narrative that would challenge and define the coexistence of mortals and deities. As the sun cast its effulgence upon the tapestries, each thread shimmered with an ethereal beauty, drawing the villagers closer. The contrasting narratives were plain to see. The divine order of Athena's creation reassured and comforted, while Arachne's vivid depictions sparked admiration and a reverent fear of her audacity. The gentle spring breeze carried with it an anticipation that lingered in the air, signaling the impending acknowledgement of Arachne's defiance and the echo of divine reckoning. The villagers admired and pondered the magnificent works before them, their fingers brushing softly against the divine and daring threads. The air was thick with silent musings and reverent awe, setting the stage for an inevitable judgment that would leave its mark on their tales and reflections. With a gentle insistence, the woven stories tugged at the corners of their minds, urging them to reconcile what lay before their eyes with the divine truths they knew. As the day eased into its afternoon glow, the vibrant tension remained, paving the way for the unfolding of the goddess's final judgment. In the forthcoming moment, the echoes of Arachne's fearless artistry would confront the very heart of divine authority, setting a course for transformation and reflection that would resound far beyond the sunlit courtyard. As the afternoon shadows lengthened under the overcast sky, a hush enveloped the courtyard. Villagers, pressing at the edge of the space, regarded the two grand tapestries with a mix of awe and apprehension. Their anticipation was palpable, every heart synchronized to the slow, steady rhythm of Athena's forthcoming judgment. Standing before the woven narratives, Athena maintained a calm appearance, yet within her, a storm of contemplation brewed. The goddess first examined her own tapestry, her gaze softening upon the familiar scenes. Each thread shimmered subtly in the muted light, depicting the gods in a harmonious union with humanity. It was a tribute to divine benevolence, displaying interventions that bestowed grace upon the world. This portrayal echoed the celestial order, a delicate dance of deference and devotion between the divine and mortal realms. Turning reluctantly to Arachne's creation, Athena's expression grew pensive. Arachne's tapestry was a masterpiece of bold artistry, a daring counter-narrative to the idyllic view Athena had crafted. Within its vibrant colors lay tales of the gods' weaknesses, envy, capriciousness, and the unjust wielding of power over mortals. These unvarnished truths, daringly displayed, were a courageous confrontation of the divine facade, holding a mirror to the flaws often hidden from mortal perception. Though Athena could not deny the exquisite skill on display, her emotions stirred with complexity. Acknowledging Arachne's prowess felt akin to relinquishing her own unmatched status among artisans. The tension mirrored in the crowd resonated deeply within her, a taut string pulled between pride and reluctant admiration. This tapestry was more than a display. It was a challenge artfully posed, a question etched into the fabric of divine authority. The whispers of villagers filled the air, a chorus of muted anxieties and fascination. Their collective gaze remained fixed as Athena's contemplation unfurled into a silence thick with expectation. The goddess's inner turmoil reflected the defiance woven before her, a testimony to divine shortcomings broadcast in brazen strokes. As Athena grappled with the unsettling blend of admiration and indignation, the villagers sensed the weight of the moment lingering in the balance. Arachne stood firm amidst the tension, her own heart waging a silent war. Her work was a testament to her talent, yet she understood the peril it posed. Despite the anxiety simmering beneath her calm facade, a steadfast pride anchored her, a force as unyielding as the threads she expertly threaded. She met the goddess's eyes, her spirit unbroken by the impending judgment. After what seemed like an eternity stretched across suspended breaths, Athena's voice sliced through the air, serene yet imbued with an authoritative resonance. She acknowledged Arachne's artistry, recognizing her unparalleled skill even as her words held a wistful reluctance. Yet this regard was swiftly overshadowed by the need to address the tapestry's bold narrative. Athena's tone shifted, carrying the divine displeasure born of Arachne's audacious storytelling. In the courtyard, a tense stillness settled as Athena articulated the required correction, a declaration more tranquil than wrathful, yet replete with the gravity of divine law. Leaves rustled faintly, pausing as if in dissent, drawn into the solemnity of the occasion. The goddess understood the delicate balance necessary to honor Arachne's talents while safeguarding the inviolable sanctity of the divine hierarchy. Athena fixed her gaze on Arachne, deliberate and unyielding, articulating the consequence her rebellious art demanded. Her words resonated with the quietude of an inevitable tempest, a decree threaded with the necessity of aligning mortal pride with the broader cosmic order. From within the crowd, murmurs rose softly, washing over the scene in waves of anticipation and murmured speculation regarding the lessons imparted through divine will. Listening intently, Arachne maintained her composure, her heart resounding with every syllable uttered. A resigned dignity settled over her, accepting the fate being meted out by higher hands. Yet, beneath this acceptance lay an unwavering resolve, a steadfast connection between her creation and its bold assertion of truth. As the goddess turned her gaze towards Olympus, seeking counsel among the heavens, the courtyard remained poised at a precipice. Thus concluded the chapter of judgment, the tapestry's now silent witnesses to the impending transformation. Under their heavy presence, the courtyard stayed reverently still, anticipating the metamorphosis that would lead Arachne to a new fate, a narrative spun into the lore beneath the oversight of divine decree. Jar, under the somber, overcast skies of the quaint Greek courtyard, the anticipation was palpable. Within this sacred space shared by the mundane and the divine, Athena stood before the breathtaking tapestries, her expression set in determined resolve. The villagers, gathered with bated breath, felt an uneasy reverence for the momentary overlap of mortal life and divine justice. Moments earlier, Athena had declared that Arachne's hubris would not go unchecked, her words trailing the air with the weight of inevitable transformation. Raising her hands toward the heavens, Athena summoned the celestial authority bestowed upon her by the gods. The air around her shimmered with a vibrant energy, rippling outward to envelop the courtyard. It was a transformative aura that sang through the atmosphere, reverberating with the power to reshape. The villagers instinctively retreated, eyes wide with a mixture of fear and awe at the miracle unfolding before them. There was an unspoken understanding that they were witnessing an event destined to live on in tales yet to be told. Arachne stood firm under the penetrating gaze of Athena, her heart pounding like the beat of a distant drum. As the divine energy swirled around her, she felt an alien sensation begin to crawl over her skin, a tingling that seemed both foreign and familiar. It was as though she were being embraced by an inexorable force, a cocoon of divine intent urging change. Despite the dread gripped around her, a budding sense of acceptance stirred within her heart, vying with the fear for dominance. The metamorphosis began slowly, inexorably, as if woven with the threads of fate. Arachne perceived her bones liquefying and reforming beneath her very skin, led by unseen hands. Her proud and spirited essence ebbed into a diminutive form, shrinking beneath the murmur of onlookers who had once celebrated her artistry. Yet within this process, there was a grace, a testament to the mastery that Arachne had cultivated over the years. Though her figure diminished, her spirit remained visible in the eerie beauty of her new shape. The crowd watched, entranced and silent, as Arachne's limbs stretched and thinned into arachnid elegance. Her human features yielded to the vision of a creature destined to reside in shadows, yet her transformation carried a fragment of her humanity, an echo of her former grace. In place of the mortal weaver stood a spider, an enduring symbol threading her past with this new reality. Throughout this divine alteration, Athena observed with solemn contemplation. Her infinite wisdom discerned the necessity to impart a humbling, yet ultimately merciful, lesson. As Arachne finally settled into her form of eight-legged grace, a quiet understanding flickered in her newfound awareness, a realization that her story, much like her weaving, would persist. With a voice resonant with serene authority, Athena addressed the transformed Arachne. Her words carried upon the air like a gentle promise. Arachne, your skill shall neither fade nor diminish. From this moment forward, you will weave as a creature of the shadows. Let this new form guide you toward reflection and comprehension of the pride that has moved your hands until now. Her proclamation lingered in the silence, a solemn echo among the observers. Arachne, though altered, retained an intact spirit that embraced this new existence. Her transformation was not a punishment of banishment, but a passage into reflection, a second chance to weave in a manner that mirrored the humility now woven into her fabric. In the quiet of the courtyard, Arachne, now spider, ventured across the ground, an ethereal acknowledgement within her of the patterns she could continue to create. The villagers, their initial trepidation subsiding, watched with reverence and insight, recognizing the profound lesson that resonated from her transformation. Pity intertwined with understanding as they regarded her, a silent affirmation that woven within her tale was a message for them all. As Athena turned, leaving behind the scene of her divine intervention, an atmosphere of solemn acceptance thickened in her wake. Arachne's legacy and skill, though now shrouded in shadows, were undiminished. Her story persisted, a testimony to the indelible connection between pride and humility. Within this serene departure, Athena impressed upon the witnesses the perennial potential for redemption, the idea that a narrative continues even in the shadows. In her new life, Arachne would weave webs echoing human artistry, drawing her to a past life of mastery. Her tale would continue to instill in those who heard it an appreciation for the delicate balance between pride and humility, a balance eternally depicted in the fabric of myth and the persistent thread of memory. As the echoes of divine transformation faded from the courtyard, Arachne found herself adapting to her new existence, her spider legs navigating the world in a dance of delicate precision. No longer did her hands craft tapestries. Now each movement drew elegant, silken designs only possible through her agile, many-legged form. Her transformation, though daunting, integrated into her being, surprising her with a natural grace. Instinctively, Arachne moved toward a quiet, unnoticed nook beside a blooming tree under the evening sky. The gentle whisper of dusk mingled harmoniously with the scent of spring blossoms, creating a serene atmosphere that embraced her newly awakened creativity. This sacred corner, untouched by time, welcomed her presence, offering the peace required for her artistry to flourish. Here beneath the soft descending twilight, she began to weave webs that captured the grace and complexity of the tapestries from her past life. Through this new medium, Arachne's artistry found renewed expression. Her webs, spun with intricate gossamer threads, mirrored both fragility and resilience, reflecting the essence of her soul's transformation. Intricate patterns emerged in her delicate weaving, resonating with echoes of her former creations, but now laced with introspective undertones. Each strand told a story, of pride transformed into humility, of past lessons diligently embraced. Arachne discovered, within her new form, an opportunity for introspection and growth, allowing her art to speak truthfully of her journey. The villagers watched Arachne intently, their perception evolving as they beheld the small spider at work. No longer a subject of fearful speculation, Arachne's web evoked silent admiration and reverence. It became a living testament to divine wisdom, inviting those who gazed upon it to pause in contemplation and marvel at the transformation before them. Time flowed on, and Arachne found solace in her new reality. Regret found no home in her heart. Instead, a profound acceptance took root. The lesson imparted by Athena became crystal clear. Her gift had not been diminished. Rather, it was alive in a new form. With this acceptance came peace, as the intricate weaving in the shadows told tales of reflection and grace, transitioning seamlessly with the gentle passage of time. Stories of Arachne's transformation and her exquisite web spread like wildfire among the villagers and beyond, whispered from generation to generation. Though small in stature, Arachne stood tall as a figure of wisdom and a poignant reminder of the importance of humility. Her transformation was understood not as punishment but as a timeless lesson, sparking reflection and inspiring artists across lands to contemplate their own pride and purpose. Travelers arrived at the courtyard, drawn by whispers of Arachne's beautiful weavings that spoke of profound lessons learned. Her story served both as a cautionary tale and an inspiring testament, urging creators everywhere to approach their talents with humility and foresight. In her spider form, her legacy transcended her physical presence, her webs becoming a complex tapestry of stories that wove her spirit into the cultural fabric. Through acceptance of this new perspective, Arachne imparted a timeless truth. Artistry is not a competition to overshadow others, but a journey of self-discovery and inner growth. The gods, through her transformation, had turned her pride into wisdom, crafting a lasting narrative that emphasized her skill and newly gained understanding. The courtyard became her sanctuary, a tranquil realm where her presence symbolized the delicate balance between innate talent and gentle humility. In embracing her new life, Arachne realized that from her fall rose a profound understanding. As the shadows lengthened into night, the courtyard remained serene, marked only by the faint sound of weaving, a lasting testament to the tale and wisdom of Arachne, the eternal weaver. As dusk gracefully enveloped the small town where Arachne had faced her fate, the whispers of her transformation into a spider managed to evoke a profound sense of wonder. In the gentle twilight, the story of the young woman subjected to divine retribution flowed through the community like a gentle stream nurturing fertile ground. Each recounting of Arachne's tale added layers of fascination and mystery, spurring listeners to ponder its deeper meanings. Word of Arachne's fate spread swiftly from one person to another, reminiscent of the intricate web she was destined to weave for eternity. In time, the tale of Arachne did not remain confined within the town's humble boundaries. Travelers who had witnessed the event or heard of it carried the story with them to distant lands. Merchants and wanderers, in bustling markets and quiet taverns under expansive skies, unknowingly became conduits of Arachne's fate. As they shared the myth with the peoples of different regions, the narrative subtly shifted to align with the cultural tones and traditions of each place, embedding itself into the very tapestry of diverse societies. In homes across vast regions, the story of Arachne's transformation was recited by parents to their children, bathed in the cozy glow of hearth fires. Families, gathered in the warmth of twilight, wove tales about the consequences of challenging divine will and the virtues of humility. With wide eyes, children listened attentively as the elders recounted the somber reality of Arachne's defiance toward Athena, learning through these accounts the lasting moral lessons of humility and the cost of pride. For artisans, Arachne's tale transcended mere storytelling. It became a guiding reflection on their craft. In workshops full of creative energy, such as the rhythmic hum of looms and the gentle brush of paint on canvas, craftsmen and artists engaged in conversations steeped in the myth's profound themes. These discussions traversed the air like fleeting echoes, gentle yet powerful in their resolve to embody the fine line between artistry and humility. This narrative offered artisans a mirror, compelling them to find balance between pride in their skill and the humility to acknowledge higher forces at work. In the broader cultural landscape, the legend of Arachne became an integral thread woven into the fabric of societal teachings. Storytellers, whether perched on stone benches or gathered around campfires, spoke her name with a blend of awe and caution. Their chronicles aimed to instill wisdom through reliving past events, and with each retelling came varied interpretations. These unique perspectives breathed new life into the myth, enriching its moral tapestry and allowing audiences to view its complexities through different lenses. The gatherings of storytellers under the serene starlit sky engaged listeners in a reflection journey. Their words shone a light on the artistry, divine repercussions, and the delicate balance between humility and pride. The richness of the tale ensured it would be shared with future generations, with each retelling an invitation to delve into its many layers and unearth personal insights. Some storytellers focused on Arachne's matchless skill and her fearless defiance, while others emphasized the fit of her punishment by the gods. These dual interpretations provided valuable life lessons to each listener, enhancing the tale's relevance across time and culture. Arachne's metamorphosis into a spider became a lasting symbol, a testimony to pride giving way to humility, an end paving the way for new beginnings. Each whispered recounting allowed listeners to glimpse the essence of Arachne, ushering them into a realm of introspection about their life's journey and aspirations. It inspired people to weigh their pride against humility, urging acceptance of life's teachings. At twilight's end, beneath the cobalt sky dotted with stars, the gathered spirits were tethered to the ancient chronicles of the past. As warmth from the campfire mirrored the gentle glow of understanding, shadows danced around the circle, mirroring the timelessness of storytelling. Through the lens of Arachne's journey, insights were drawn to reinforce that balance in all things enhances our creative endeavors when tempered with humility. Over time, as new tales emerged, Arachne's legend firmly rooted itself within Greek culture. The story transcended its role as a simple narrative, becoming an invaluable lesson woven into the broader tapestry of human experience. From this collective comprehension, Arachne's story morphed into a wisdom-laden journey stretching across ages, exemplifying the pursuit of artistic mastery enriched by humility. It taught a gentler acceptance of life's lessons through the lens of mythology. As night descended and campfires dimmed to embers, only whispers of tales well told lingered. In the quiet, the legacy of Arachne, like the intricate webs she would eternally weave, remained intertwined with the collective consciousness. A staple of oral tradition, her story became an enduring thread in the vast fabric of mythology, embodying a delicate equilibrium of growth and insight earned through divine experience. Arachne's tale imparted timeless wisdom, whispering through the pages of history to remind each generation of the importance of humility in their creative pursuits. Arachne's legend is an elegantly woven strand in the intricate tapestry of Greek mythology, a vivid reflection of cosmic justice and moral consequence. Her tale echoes across time among narratives of transformation, each of which serves as a timeless reminder of the peril of hubris. These transformative myths remind us of the delicate balance between mortal ambition and the divine laws that govern existence, a balance that, when disturbed, invites swift and eternal loss. Transformation. The theme of human versus divine conflict is a central motif in these stories. Arachne's tale is a poignant testament to the friction between human creativity and divine laws, marking her transformation into a creature who eternally weaves. This transformation aligns her with figures like Daedalus, who, with wings of wax and feather, sought to defy natural limits through ingenuity, only to be reminded of mortal constraints. Both stories illustrate the hazards of unchecked ambition while serving as cautionary yet inspirational narratives for Greek society. Such tales continually remind the gifted of the power and necessity of humility, a refrain as timeless as the myths themselves. In the educational landscapes of ancient Greece, Arachne's story served as more than mere folklore. It was an instructive parable of human emotion and divine interaction. It educated young minds on the dangers of excessive pride, teaching that unbridled ego leads to downfall, and emphasizing the path of humility as a route to understanding. Lessons centered on Arachne's tale were woven into the fabric of classical education, reinforcing moral virtues and cultivating a collective consciousness attuned to the higher expectations of character. Philosophers and artists found fertile ground within Arachne's narrative to explore themes of pride and artistry. Aristotle, perhaps, pondered how hubris blinds one to their limitations, contemplating the nature of artistic fervor unchecked by moderation. In another vein, Plato's dialogues may have examined the nature of human dignity and creativity through the lens of divine interplay. This myth, a rich substrate for philosophical discourse, stimulated interpretation and enriched Greece's cultural fabric during its intellectual zenith. The motif of weaving, central to Arachne's life, extends beyond craft into a profound metaphor for the interconnectedness and complexity of fate itself. The threads controlled by the Moirai, the fates, symbolize the inescapable cycles of misfortune and prosperity woven into the fabric of life. Arachne's expertise embodied this sacred art, underscoring how humanity's destinies are spun and unraveled by forces beyond mortal control. Her story weaves this theme into countless retellings, inviting contemplation of the delicate ties between human and divine destinies. Arachne's name became synonymous with artistry entwined with hubris, embodying an everlasting lesson within the pantheon of Greek myths that define human nature. Her narrative merged into the cultural consciousness, offering reflections on individual and collective fates, a warning against overreach while celebrating creativity. Her story remains a timeless teaching on the balance of pride and humility, continually relevant through contemporary reflections. This narrative thread, interwoven with broader themes of Greek mythology, found its place firmly established within cultural teachings and artistic portrayals. Whether through dramatic reenactments on the stage or vivid sculptural interpretations, Arachne's tale resonated powerfully with society, capturing imaginations and inspiring echoes across eras. Her journey of change, forged in the crucible of pride, established her story as a foundational myth that imparts wisdom from the past to future generations. In the ancient, torch-lit libraries of Greece, amidst an array of scrolls and relics, scholars engaged in a meticulous pursuit of knowledge drawn from these timeless narratives. The glimmering amber light softly illuminated texts recounting Arachne's legacy, while the shadows of history whispered stories of her enduring influence. Her narrative, an infinite thread within the elaborate mosaic of human learning and mythology, continues to inspire scholarly exploration and cultural reflection. As we consider Arachne's place in mythology, her story finds echoes in modern discourse and culture, offering both a cautionary tale and a reflection on human potential. This legacy transitions gently into the enduring influence her myth has had in art and literature, setting the stage for a deeper exploration in the chapters to follow. Arachne's tale, a profound weaving of pride and divine consequence, wove itself deeply into the tapestry of ancient Greek art and literature. Poets like Ovid deftly captured her transformation within Metamorphoses, using her defiance as a lens through which to explore the boundaries of human arrogance. This narrative served as a potent allegory of hubris in the amphitheaters, with tragedians breathing life into her cautionary story, drawing audiences into a meditative reflection on the relationship between mortals and gods. Visual artists were equally captivated. Sculptors carved her metamorphosis into marble, immortalizing the contrast between her mortal grace and her ensuing eternal punishment. The image of Arachne, poised in the midst of her fateful transformation into a spider, resonated as a stark reminder of divine retribution. Painters and ceramicists, too, found inspiration here. Her story stretched across pottery as vivid imagery burst forth in moments of challenge and change, epitomizing a cautionary tale intended to provoke thought and reflection. Arachne's tale transcended the geographical bounds of Greece, infiltrating other cultural traditions. The weaving motif, central to her story, became an emblem of creation and destiny beyond its Hellenic origins. Persian tapestries bore her mark in their intricate patterns, and Eastern silks echoed with similar thematic threads, demonstrating how her legend resonated universally. Each culture, in adopting her narrative, forged a unique thread that connected back to the heart of Greek mythology, intertwining themes of creation, fate, and respect for the divine. Beyond its cautionary aspects, Arachne's myth served as a beacon of inspiration for generations of artists. Her story, while warning against the dangers of unchecked pride, also celebrated the boldness inherent in human creativity. Her audacity became a rallying point for those who believed in the power of human endeavor, despite its risks. Philosophers and thinkers often engaged in debates over the roles of divine influence and human innovation, using her tale as a touchstone to discuss artistic hubris and its potential consequences. As the centuries unfurled, echoes of Arachne's legend reverberated in the burgeoning expanse of Western literature. Her story was adapted and reimagined, illustrating mankind's enduring preoccupation with pride and artistry. Writers drew from her themes as they explored the intersection of human creativity and destiny, further engaging with the transcendental questions her life story posed. Thus, her legacy insinuated itself into the very fabric of literary tradition, a testament to the intricate narrative balance she embodied. The symbolism of the spider evolved over time, deepening its connection to Arachne's myth. From a representation of punishment, it transformed into a broader emblem, one of patience, creativity, and industriousness. The spider's web became a metaphor for the complexity of thought and the engineering of creativity, reflecting the intricate storytelling within Arachne's tale. Through the ages, her narrative continued to stir insights into identity, transformation, and the quintessence of human nature. In modern contexts, Arachne's myth persists as an impetus for inspiration and contemplation. Sculptures and paintings continue to bring her story to light, serving as cultural milestones that new generations can access and reflect upon. Her myth, embodying the delicate balance between creativity and humility, invites ongoing dialogue. Arachne's narrative stands as a symbol of the inner tension interwoven within the creative process, urging us to balance the brilliance of our skill with the humility to honor forces beyond our horrors. Control. As we contemplate Arachne's lasting influence, we see how her story has been interwoven with countless reimaginings across time, spun anew with every telling. Her legacy encourages introspection concerning our own paths and the weaving of our personal narratives. Each life, a tapestry threaded with careful decisions and poignant narratives, mirrors this ancient tale as it arcs across timelines, crossing boundaries and resonating within the eternal. Arachne's story melds into the broader discourse on art, creativity, and human limitation, setting the stage for exploring its relevance in modern thought and cultural interpretation. As Arachne's myth unfurls through the centuries, it offers an enduring lesson in humility and respect, transcending its origins as a cautionary tale about pride. Arachne's transformation from a proud mortal to a humble spider is not just a story of divine retribution. It's an exploration of the delicate balance between human aspiration and the respect owed to divine order. Her challenge to the gods, particularly Athena, underscores a narrative about navigating the fine line between creative brilliance and the humility required when facing greater forces. In modern times, Arachne's story is continually reimagined, providing fresh insights and reflections that transcend the classical narrative. Just as Arachne once depicted the gods with bold honesty, contemporary interpretations encourage introspection of our own creative drives and the humility needed to acknowledge influences beyond our control. Her dual legacy, cautioning against hubris while celebrating artistic excellence, compels artists and thinkers to examine the boundaries of creativity and the reverence guiding inspiration. Across the globe, educational systems have woven Arachne's myth into lessons on classical mythology, using it as a lens to view the complex interplay between mortals and deities. Students explore themes of pride, punishment, and creativity, leading to discussions that extend beyond Arachne's transformative punishment to emphasize resilience and adaptation. Assignments often call for students to reimagine Arachne within modern contexts, examining how her determined spirit endures through change, unyielding and unbroken. The myth continues to prompt vibrant discussions on divine intervention in the lives of mortals, sparking debates on the justice and morality within such tales. Arachne's punishment raises questions of fairness, juxtaposed with her indisputable talent and the beauty of her art. Her story prompts philosophical inquiries into divine justice versus human dignity, fostering dialogues in both philosophical and literary circles. Modern artists frequently look to Arachne's myth for inspiration, finding deep resonance across cultures and eras. Painters, sculptors, and writers draw on her tale to investigate themes of transformation, pride, and the relentless drive to create. A contemporary artist might, for instance, craft a series titled The Web of Tales, using Arachne as a metaphor to explore how narratives both entangle and liberate. These reinterpretations honor her skills while reflecting humanity's shared struggle for excellence, acknowledging the potential perils inherent in such pursuits. The motif of weaving, central to Arachne's story, serves as a metaphorical bridge connecting diverse cultures, symbolizing the interconnectedness of humanity's shared stories and experiences. This motif appears globally in traditions where weaving is both art and sacred duty. In Native American tales, for instance, weaving represents a journey of life, transcending mere textile creation. Thus, Arachne's story becomes part of a broader tapestry of myths, highlighting a universal quest for understanding and wisdom through the ages. Ultimately, Arachne's story concludes with gentle acceptance of life's teachings and the duality of pride and humility. Her transformation negatively showcases the limits of human pride in the face of divine power. But it also reveals the enduring nature of talent amidst adversity. As a spider, Arachne continues to express her creativity endlessly, now with humility mastering her new form. Her tale serves as a profound reminder of the humility needed in our creative endeavors and the deep respect owed to the forces that shape our destinies. As the morning sun bathes a serene study filled with books and artistic creations in soft light, we reflect on the timeless narrative of Arachne. Her myth, whispered through the ages, offers tranquil acceptance of the moral threads it weaves into our lives. Each retelling invites us to honor our talents with humility and recognize the delicate threads linking us to the divine and each other. Within such peaceful reflection lies the quiet acceptance of lessons from myths, guiding us gently into the unfolding chapters of the human story.